Hey guys, Songbird here, back with Would You Rather Wednesdays. I hope you guys are still enjoying this series. I'm doing a bunch of these back to back the same way I did the first recordings. So this is the next question they hit me up with. This is right after the Google Glass, or I think it was iPhone. I know it was Google Glass because that's what I would have picked. But this is the next question they came up with, and I like this question, so I figured it'd be a good way to open up this one. What the hell, right? Would you rather... It's called One Star Motel. Would you rather be stuck in a room with dead bodies or eat 5 spiders? I was raised, in a family of strong people. I was raised in a family of... We've got a lot of medical professionals in my family, nurses especially. I've got nurses all the way back in my family and people that have worked in asylums. And, me personally, I grew up with my mom was a nurse. She had a stomach of pure titanium. She and I, when I was growing up, used to sit at the dinner table and it wouldn't faze us if we were watching the Learning Channel and Emergency or Operation came on TV and we were sitting eating. We didn't give a crap. We'd just sit there and watch it and talk it out. And, I'd use it as a learning experience. And I've worked in retirement homes. I've worked in in-home care. I actually spent an entire shift working on an ambulance when I got my EMT license. And that was an adrenaline-filled day. That was just amazing to help the people, and I saw things, and I'm not talking about it because non-disclosure, and I don't want to gross you guys out. I saw things, but blood and guts and gore and bodies and stuff like that, it doesn't get to me, like that. It doesn't, oh my God, it's just a fact of life for me. The human body is the human body, and if people get hurt, it needs to be taken care of. If people are dead, they died. There's no changing it. I kind of take it in stride, but that's just me. I don't talk about it with my husband because, my husband's not into that, and he goes, "You're gross." And it's like, no, I just accept it. That's just what life is. I could be stuck in a room with dead bodies. It wouldn't bother me. I could work in a morgue. My husband wouldn't let me because he'd be like, "You're coming home smelling of formaldehyde, screw that." But I could be stuck in a room with dead bodies. It wouldn't bother me. If it were my family or friends, it would bother me to an extent because it's family or friends. But other than that, it really wouldn't bother me. Eating 5 spiders... I don't like spiders. I'm partly arachnophobic, but it's more I just don't like them. They're creepy. Too many legs, and they don't need all those eyes. And the dead bodies wouldn't bother me. I've answered this one before. Would you rather not know how to read or not know how to write? The thing that would bother me is I'm a writer. Okay, I need to be able to write, or I would go crazy. And if you wrote down, the question is, if you write down things, would you then not be able to read them? If I write things down, I could always take and turn on the accessibility so it could read it back to me. It means you couldn't physically read, so you'd still be able to do that. So I would rather not know how to read and have something have to read it back to me. I love the loopholes in these questions. You could BS your way out of most of them. Would you rather forget who you were or forget who everyone you know is? The thing is, if you forget who you are and everyone else in your life remembers who you are, hopefully you have people in your life without an agenda, people that love you and know you for who you are. Or me, for example, I've been a writer since I was 8 years old. I have thousands of pages, probably millions of pages, and thousands of stories I've written, and poetry and songs. And thankfully I have my YouTube now and all of you guys on my blogs. So even if I forgot who I was, as long as someone directed me back to that, I could remember who I was through my work. If I forgot who everyone I knew was, you'd forget every memory that you grew up with. You'd forget everyone you ever fell in love with. You'd forget every memory with everyone, If you forget who everyone is, you would lose everything that made you who you are, because who we are and who we are to the people around us is a big part of who you are anyway. So if you forgot that, you'd forget a huge part of who you are anyway. I would rather forget who I am and then have to go through the clues and everything and still know who my parents are, who my dogs are, who my husband is, who my friends are. I would rather remember everyone. For one, I don't personally believe in calling people fools. Yes, it's in the Bible that you don't call people a fool, but me personally, I don't believe in calling people fools. There's ignorance, but I don't like calling people fools. Would you rather open a can of whoop ass on a fool or pity a fool? I don't like violence. I don't like fighting. I'm the type of person that likes to talk my way through a situation and come out of it without violence. That's just who I am. Now, if I'm backed into a corner, I'm not above defending myself. If I have to, I believe in defending yourself. That's different. My grandpa always had a saying, never start it but finish it. And I believe in that. Don't fight unless you have absolutely no other choice. Try to talk your way through it. Try to reason and see things from both sides and talk your way through it. If you don't compromise and work with the other person and get to where you see eye to eye, you're kind of screwed and you're going to be in a cycle of violence forever. But I would rather pity someone and take pity on someone and be able to step outside of my situation long enough to understand that person than to actually get into an altercation and a fight with them. I would rather pity them. And I'm with the minority. Thank God this is not a Bean Boozled challenge. How cute. Would you rather own a mini horse or a regular horse? Now, I'm having to adjust the dog in my lap. I'm sorry. Sorry, Gwen. Would you rather own a mini horse or a regular horse? Mini horses would be cute, but there'd only be so much good in owning a mini horse for me. There was a point in my life, I love horses. I've always loved them. I could watch them run forever, and they're beautiful, and I love the soul you can see in their eyes. You can look in their eyes and in their body language and how their ears are, how they stand, and you can learn so much about them. And they're highly intuitive animals. They'll watch you and they'll twerk their ears towards They'll turn their ears to a horse with a twerking ear. Don't gift that. But they turn their ear towards you and they're very aware of you and they tune in with your feelings and can read a lot off of you. I had a neighbor back when I lived with my parents. We lived on 5 acres off a dirt road for a few years when I was in 7th grade. And my next door neighbor actually had full-size horses, and he had to go on a sheep run. So he left me to come in and take care of his horses, and I'd come in and I'd clean out their stalls, and he let me ride them around and stuff. And that was so much fun. And getting to be near them and everything, I would rather own a regular horse. And my husband would kill me because it would be expensive, but that would be so amazing. I love them. They're beautiful animals. And I think my thing froze again. I hate when my computer does that, don't you? Am I going to have to close it out and redo it? Watch, let me refresh and see if there we go. And I'm with the there we go. It had to think about it. Holy crap. Would you rather be woken up at 3 a.m. every morning and be forced to watch Mrs. Doubtfire or get punched in the face by an average man once every 2 months? This goes right back to the violence thing, doesn't it? I don't like to be violent unless I absolutely have no other choice. And I didn't mind Mrs. Doubtfire. I thought it was a cute movie. I liked when his chest caught fire and he put the pan lids over his chest and he goes, "So long as a woman, I'm already having hot flashes." I'm sorry, I'm terrible with accents, but he goes, "I'm already having hot flashes." And just, it was so funny. I love that movie. It was so cute. I love Robin Williams. I miss, seeing him in new things. And some of his comedy when he wasn't overly political. Him talking about golf and how they invented golf and the luge. Oh my God, if you've never heard him talk about the luge is hilarious. Go and watch his skit about the luge. It was so damn funny. But I would rather be woken at 3 a.m. The funny thing is, I'm never asleep at 3 a.m. anyway. Those of you that know me know I'm a night owl, so I'm generally awake at 3 a.m. anyway. I could put it on and watch the movie while I'm doing something else. But yeah. Oops. I meant to answer that, Mrs. Doubtfire. I did not mean to skip the answer, you guys. Sorry about that. Would you rather be a morning person or a night owl? I am a night owl. There is no defeating that one. I've been a night... My mom said even when I was a baby, she said I would sleep all day and be up all night, even as a baby. So I've literally been a night owl my entire life. So yeah, night owl. And I'm with the majority. Would you rather be Cinderella or be Ariel? I can get the Cinderella thing, I've been a nanny, I've been a maid, I've worked in retirement homes, I've worked in in-home care, I've done house cleaning, my entire life. I've done chores forever. That wouldn't affect me or anything. And having people tear you down and treat you like crap, that wouldn't bother me. But Ariel, the problem I had with Ariel, I loved the music in The Little Mermaid. My grandma took me to see The Little Mermaid in the theater when I was itty bitty, and we watched it twice in a row. The thing that bothered me about Ariel the entire time was that she fell in love with someone who came from a world that was not her own, and she was willing to give up who she was as a mermaid. I know I'm getting philosophical about The Little Mermaid. Get over it. She was willing to give up everyone and everything she'd ever known, to give up her tail, which was part of who she was at her core, to be with Eric. And she had sisters who loved her. She had a father who loved her. She had friends who loved her. And she left all of that behind to be with Eric. And that always bothered me. That she had to change such a fundamental part of who she was to be with him. And then you have Cinderella. Yeah, she left her whole life behind. But if you think about it, her father who loved her, who was very doting on her, who adored her, died when she was young. And she was treated like crap by her stepmother and her two wicked stepsisters forever. So the life that she left behind was pure hell. And she went to a prince who loved her, who was good to her, who gave her happy ever after. And she left the horrible life behind. So just off of that standpoint, she got to be who she was and leave behind the hell. I would rather be Cinderella than to be Ariel, because I couldn't give up my family, my friends, and a big part of who I am for a man. And I know that's pretty in-depth to think, but yeah. Ew! Oh my God. Would you rather make out with Gollum or hook up with Beetlejuice from the movie? Okay. This is the last one I'm going to answer. I'm going to leave the next one for you guys. I could not make out with Gollum. I eat sushi. I get it, but it's not. He eats raw sushi and he's gross and slimy. And I love tall, slender men. Don't get me wrong. Tall, slender men are hot. But it's Gollum, man. He's tall, slender, and supremely bony, and he's been eating raw fish together, and he's really, really gross. I couldn't do it. Hook up with Beetlejuice from the movie. Somewhere under all that makeup is Batman from the movie. Remember Michael Keaton as Batman? My mom swears to this day he's the only Batman for her because of his lips in that outfit. And he's Michael Keaton, man. And he's a flirt anyway, and he's funny, and, he's got charisma coming out of every pore. I didn't mean that disgusting. He was amazing in that movie, and yeah, he was gross, but he really liked Lydia. And just honestly, if I had to choose between the two, I would pick Beetlejuice, just because he was so awesome in that movie. I'm leaving you guys with this one because this video is running way longer than I meant it to. Would you rather give up Christmas or give up your birthday? I couldn't give up Christmas. I answered this one before, but now that I have an account with them, hopefully they won't ask the questions we've seen before. I would give up my birthday if it meant I'd never have to get any older. I could be 32 for the rest of my life and be totally cool. But I could never give up Christmas. What's your guys' take on it? Go ahead and answer this one for me. Let me know what you guys think. This has been AV Songbird doing Would You Rather, and I'm with the minority. Oh shit, I clicked the wrong one. I meant to click give up your birthday. You guys heard me say that, right? I accidentally clicked the wrong one. So, oops. I'd give up my birthday. Unclick it. I'd give up my birthday. But this has been AV Songbird playing Would You Rather. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you would answer, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.